New statues erected in the National Mall in Washington, D.C. They show Trump and Epstein giddily frolicking together and holding hands, with the plaque announcing the new figures are in honor of Friendship Month, which falls in September apparently. So, apparently, the plaque additionally reads, "We celebrate the long-lasting bond between President Donald J. Trump and his closest friend Jeffrey Epstein." Trump didn't hold back when blasting those responsible for the statues, with the White House spokesperson telling TMZ liberals are free to waste their money however they see fit, but it's not news that Epstein knew Donald Trump because Donald Trump kicked Epstein out of his club for being a creep. Okay, so as we all know, the president has admitted he and the late sex offender were once friends. That is, until he heard his pal was up to no good with young females at Mar-a-Lago. Notably, he also said in the past he banned Jeffrey from his Florida property because he was hiring workers away from under him. So anywho, the White House spokesperson went on, Democrats, the media, and the organization that's wasting their money on this statue knew about Epstein and his victims for years and did nothing to help them, while President Trump was calling for transparency and is now delivering on it with thousands of pages of documents. Okay, so Trump's administration released a dump of documents related to Epstein back in February, though the material largely consisted of files already publicly available. The move drew criticism from both the left and right, and the public has continuously pressured 47 to cough up the rest of the files, largely because it's believed a list naming clients of Epstein exists, especially because Attorney General Pam Bondi claimed such a list was under review. So this is really insane if this statue actually exists, which I'm pretty sure it does. And I think it's also really scary because we're already seeing some really good bond there between Trump and Jeffrey Epstein and that statue, and that bond really looks really creepy, and that bond really looks disturbing in all levels. I feel like there is definitely something fishy behind that friendship, that's for sure, now that we are seeing that statue. And I've always known that there's something fishy even before the statue came into existence, but I believe that now I see it more in suspicion. And I honestly think that this is going to cause so much controversy, and it's going to cause so much to talk about, to the point that there's going to be further and further investigations in between this whole entire friendship that happened in between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, that we are going to be seeing, and we're going to be knowing a bunch of things that we have never even known in between that friendship, that's for sure. And I'm glad if that is going to end up being the case,